Antāya sannyāsine nānāvādī nagendra sanghapavaye yogīndra vandyāya ca mohadvanta divākarāya bhagavatpādāvidhām bibrate tasmai bhāsyakrite namostu satatam Purnaya bodhatmane. Brahmaham yat prasadena mayi vishvam prakalpitam Srimad Swayam Prakashakhyam Pranavmi Jagatam Guru Yah Paramatma Jagat Srishtva Pravivesha Punasvayam Tan Krishnam Pratyagatmanam Vande Gopi Manoharam Yasya Prasadadahamadvayatma Vishwam Samastam Mayi Kalpitancha Tan Sarvalokaika Gurum Sadashri Swayam Prakasham Gurumanatosmi Gurunam Charanam Bhojam Pranipatya Nirantaram Tatkripa Leshato Dvaita Chinta Kaustubhamadabhe. Having explained to us that it is Parameshwara alone who thus is being meditated upon in the form of Hiranyagarbha. And he who meditates on that form of Parameshwara as Hiranyagarbha attains Hiranyagarbha. And do not consider this to be anything ordinary, because to discover oneself as whether as Vaishvanara, meaning the one who is consuming everything over here, the sthula, with the sthula upadhi, or to find oneself as the very total experiencer of this world, or to find oneself as one with Ishvara, is not an ordinary thing. Whenever a small little cell in the body discovers itself to be this entire, the very builder of the body, it is not an ordinary experience for that small little cell. It is immense, it is tremendous. I remember one incident from Ramana Maharshi's life. Because Ramana Maharshi's body used to tremble a lot, somebody had asked him that, Bhagavan, why does your body tremble so much? It could have been due to various reasons, but the answer that he had given was profound. He said, what would happen to a small little tent in which the elephant has entered? What would be the state of a tent when the elephant enters? So also, even this body in which this realization takes place that I am that Hiranyagarbha, or I am Ishvara, is something where it is out of the ordinary. It is something extremely tremendous, unimaginable joy which penetrates over there. Though this is true, yet the phalam of the upasana in its full measure is something that arrives after this body is shed. Remember this always. Hmm? When the bhavana is utkata, we will go to that portion. When as the meditation becomes denser and denser and intense, the result also, the experience of that is also according to the density, according to the intensity of, that upasana. We will go to that prakarana after we have finished the prakarana, after we have completed this topic of Ishvara Upasana. Presently, we have just completed Ishvara being meditated upon as Vaishwanara and Hiranyagarbha. Now we arrive at the point where he said, Sa eva kevala mayopadikaha san Ishvaraha iti uchyate. When the consciousness is there with just the conditioning of Maya, only with the conditioning of Maya. What is the meaning of that, of one saying only with the conditioning of Maya? So when the consciousness is with only with the conditioning of Maya, now over here the consciousness is called as Ishvara, and we know Maya means Karanopadhi, the conditioning of total causality, total cause, absolute cause of everything, known and unknown. Whether you know, whether you don't know, that is irrelevant, but he is the cause of everything. And that's why it's the total cause. And with this conditioning of total causality, now consciousness is called as Ishvara, is Ishvara. Okay. Now here, on page number 105, and oh sorry, first look at the original text that we are going through and then come to the commentary section on page 104. Sa eva kevala mayopadikaha san Ishvaraha iti uchyate. Tadupasanaya tad praptihi phalam bhavati. And through the upasana of Ishvara, attainment of Ishvara is the result. Huh? What is the result of Ishvara Upasana? Attainment of Ishvara. Tat Prapti is the phalam. Tat Prapti, tat by the Tat Pada, Ishvara. Ishvara Prapti phalam bhavati. Okay. Now, this is the only line from the original text. Now, the commentary part is going to dig out a lot only from these two sentences. What is it? Because it goes a long way, and one has to be prepared for this tenacious study. You know, for people who are really not initiated into this kind of the Shastriya contemplation inquiry, may find it tedious. But the whole intention is to bring out even those aspects of the Shastra which otherwise would remain hidden, and that's why a person will stay simply floating on the surface. And then such people will always have some sort of a dissatisfaction, and they would blame it on the Shastra, saying that, well, we have studied, but there is no experience, there is no joy about it. Why would that happen? Is because they have they have not gone through the rigorous process, not only of the study, but of living the spiritual life as karma yoga, accompanied by the upasana, as initiated by the teacher. So, so now in that case, the person becomes, then once again he is drawn to the mundane things, vishayas, you know, they keep themselves with, how to, the time management, and then the relationship management. And this is all that they feel then is the extent of spirituality. But when we are talking about Ishvara as the total Karanam, and to find that this is what I am one with, is not just simple some time management, some relationship management, how to deal with husband and wife and children and neighbors and colleagues and super whatever, uh, or superordinates and so on and so forth. No, it simply means that all these things now have fallen loose, and there one discovers whether it is through the Vaishvana Upasana or through the Hiranyagarbha Upasana or through the Ishvara Upasana, same Paramatma alone is what you will be dedicated to, devoted to. But the results will be different, and they are also not ordinary. Idanim Ishvara Swarupam Aha. Commentary part 105, the second paragraph over there. Idanim Ishvara Swarupam Aha. Now the nature of Ishvara is elaborated, is spoken, or is explained. Aha. Saiviti. Maya Swarupam Prangnirupitam. What is the nature of this conditioning called as Maya, because of which consciousness gains the status of being Ishvara? This all has been already discussed, and therefore, we must not, you cannot afford to forget or just, take things lightly. It needs to be there available in the mind of the student when just said, fresh. It should come out like the freshly baked bread. Maya Swarupam Pran Nirupitam Samashti Sthula Sukshma Sharira Rahityam Kaivalyam. Now he said, Sa eva kevala mayopadhikaha, just with the conditioning of Maya, with only conditioning of Maya. Hey, so he is asking, what is meant by the word only conditioning of Maya? You could have said with Maya, conditioning of Maya, he is called as Ishvara. But what only with the conditioning of Maya means, it is the denial of any other presence of any other conditioning. So other conditioning means the conditioning of the total subtlety or the total grossness. And over here, these are already taken back into the unmanifest form. They're absorbed back, and therefore, what is there? Samashti sthula sukshma sharira rahityam kaivalyam. What is the meaning of word kevalamayopādhika? It simply means that without devoid, bereft of those expressions of the total subtlety and the total grossness. So it is only the total causality is the conditioning presently. Samashti sthula sukshma sharira rahityam kaivalyam. य आत्मा अपहत पाप्मा विचरो विमृत्युः विशोको विजिघत्सो पिपास सत्यकाम सत्यसङ्कल्पः स क्रतुं कुर्वीत मनोमय प्राण शरीरो भारूपः इत्यादि श्रुति उक्त गुणकः परमात्मा अहमस्मीति उपासनया तत् प्राप्ति फलं भवति. Now, as these mantras have shown that what is this Ishvara and how is he to be meditated upon. So what is to be meditated upon? Ishvara. How is he? With these attributes. And then when you are meditating upon Ishvara with these attributes, how to meditate? That I am is the form of his meditation. There is some Ishvara and I am the meditator. No, that I am. That what is being meditated upon is the form of I with all these attributes. This is how that upasana should be conducted. Ityadi Shruti Gunakaha. What are those? What are those gunas? What are those attributes over here? The one who is free from to all the defects, papas, sins, etc. So absolutely immaculate. Apahata papma, vijaraha, free from any form of decomposition, degeneration, vijaraha, vimrityu, free from death and destruction, vishokaha, untouched by any sorrow, vijigatso pipasaha, there is no hunger, no thirst, pipasaha, satyakamaha, the one whose every desire is satya, is and satya sankalpaha, he is whose every sankalpa is also satya, satya sankalpaha. स क्रतुं कुर्वीत manomaya prana shariro bharupaha, and this is how he should do the kratu. Kratu means the resolution, to come to a firmness of conviction. This is what I am. Kratu. The word kratu over here means adhyavasaya, certainty. Okay. tat upasanaya tatha paramatma ahamasmiti upasanaya tat prapti phalam bhavati. Ishvara bhavapatti phalam bhavati ityarthaha. That one discovers himself now to be the Ishvara, the total cause. Tatra sammatim aha. Now, this is not what the author has imagined, but this is what is delivered to us by the Shruti. That this is how the upasana should be conducted. Where do you find it? So he says Tatra Sammati Aha. Shandilya Vidya. Now we have already seen the Vaishwanara Vidya, Upakosala Vidya. Okay. Now concerning the upasana of Ishvara. Upasana of Ishvara meaning upasana of that consciousness only with the conditioning of total causality. And that we find in Shandilya Vidya. Sarvatra prasiddhopadeshaditi Shandilya Vidyayam Dahara Uttarebhyaha iti Dahara Vidyayancha सूत्रकार भाष्यकाराभ्याम तथोक्ति ईश्वरोपासनया तत्प्राप्ति प्रतिपादनात् तम यथा उपासते तथैव भवति इति श्रुतेश्च. Then in these two vidyas, in these two upasanas as given to us by the Upanishad, we come across these in not only the Upanishads have given, but the Brahma Sutra brings them out. And wherein Brahma Sutra Sarvatra Prasiddhopadesha. This is the sutra. In the Brahma Sutra, what is the sutra where the Shandilya Upasana is being discussed? Tat Sarvatra Prasiddhopadesha iti Shandilya Vidyaya. Then there is yet another sutra which now brings forth the very essence of Dahara Vidya. So Shandilya Vidya and Dahara Vidya, though they are different Vidyas, but they are concerning the Upasana of Ishvara. Dahara Uttarebhyaha iti Dahara Vidyayam cha Sutrakara Bhashyakara. Now both Bhagavan Vyasa and Bhagavan Bhashyakara, both of them have shown Yathokta Ishvara Upasanaya Tat Prapti Pratipadanat. Then once when one, not once, I mean it has to continue. No, when one meditates and takes up this as the form of his sadhana. Now this kind of a thing is the sadhana. Yathokta Ishwarupasanaya tat prapti pratipadanat. And therefore, one, as a result of that, what does one attain? Tat prapti, Ishwara prapti, tam yatha upasate tat tathaiva bhavati. And the one who meditates on Ishvara, the way one is, the way one meditates on Ishvara is what one gets. Tam yatha upasate tat tathaiva bhavati. Tat tathaiva bhavati. And that's why if you're going to constantly think only upon the Vishayas, that is what chicken, keep thinking. Next life you will be born only as some chicken laying eggs in a poultry farm and ultimately then going into somebody's plate. Huh? So something like that. No, so Ishvara, if your mind has to dwell on something, let it dwell on Ishvara, not on chicken. Tatra sammatim okay. Samanvaya lakshane sthitam sarvatra prasiddhopadeshat. Now this particular sutra is again from the Samanvaya Lakshana, from that section of, from the first chapter of Brahma Sutra, because that adhyaya is called as Samanvaya Adhyaya, okay, where all the Shrutis are brought together and their unanimous conclusion is shown. Okay, Samanvaya Lakshane Sthitam Prasiddhopadeshat Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma Tajjalanti Shanta Upasita Atha Khalu Pratmaya Purushaha Yatha Kratuho Asmin Loke Purusho Bhavati Tathe Tat Pretya Bhavati Sa Kratum Kurvita Manomaya Prana Shariro Bharupaha Ityadi Shruyate. Over there, we come across the mantra from the Upanishad which is discussed. And therefore, now again, how that topic is revealed to us in the form of Purva Paksha and Uttara Paksha. Now look at that mantra first, and then we will go to the discussion on that mantra. Why that Purva Paksha also becomes available. Why then there is that Uttara Paksha as an answer to that. What is it? Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, indeed. All that is there, all this that is there is Brahman. Everything, right from the small blade of grass or from an atom to the Hiranyagarbha, everything is Ishvara. Is Khalvidam Brahma, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. And that is his knowledge with certainty. That is the knowledge with certainty. Khalu means indeed. So that khalu is indicative of what? It is indicative of his certainty of that knowledge. Sarvam khalvidam brahma. Khalvidam means khalu idam. Sarvam khalvidam brahma. Tacchalaniti shanta upasita. Because indeed it is from this Brahman alone that the entire world has sprung forth, is sustained, and goes back into it. Kanjalan upasita. This is how one should meditate. Purushaha yatha atakalu kratumaya purushaha. A person is what? Is his certainty of knowledge. You are a man because now you are certain that I am a man, I am a human being. And that is how you will conduct yourself. Okay? So that is what your kratu is. Certainty. So kratumaya purushaha. You are what your knowledge is. You are what your knowledge is. This is what Shri Krishna Bhagavan says over there. Shraddha mayoyam purushaha. So atakalu kratumaya purushaha. Yatha kratu vasmin loke purusho bhavati. And just as whatever is your kratu, what is your knowledge, that is what you become. Now, if a person's knowledge is, oh, well, in this world, one has to be little cunning, right? If this is your knowledge, that is what you will be. That is what you will be. Oh, there is nothing in this world. Only people are seeking pleasures and just ego satisfaction. And this is how one should really live. Even if you want ego satisfaction, just have your legal ways of living. Don't do anything that is illegal. So even if you want to do something that is adharma, but if it can be presented in a legal way, extortion. The other once I was coming back from where some country, and then at Delhi airport, this is what happened. So I had about 5-6 blankets that I had purchased for the ashram from there. No, even if it was 1 dozen blankets, these people, what do they call that tax airport thing? What are they called? This airport duty.
Customs.
Yeah. They stopped and they said, no, you have brought this 12 blankets for some, for some, what do they call it? The commercial purpose, for commercial purpose. And that's why you have to pay duty on it. I said, how just bringing 12 blankets, if it was a whole load of about 1,000 blankets, you can understand that there is a commercial purpose. No, because I could not understand that they were expecting that, that they should be paid something or something like that. Obviously, that is what their intention was. That, just slip on some 1,000 rupees and then they would say, okay, go. But to me, it didn't occur at all that this is what they are demanding. And so I said, no, sir, I have an ashram. And, it is meant for people to use over there. Why would I sell only 10 blankets? And why would I sell? I have, uh, I'm not a merchant or into any kind of business. But they said, otherwise we are going to make a slip. I said, okay, now what to do? And if you want, then you'll have to pay some 3,000, 5,000, whatever they demanded. Now you see, this was twisting my arm, but they were doing it under a very legal pretext. Now, doing something that is wrong but with a legal sanction does not make it dharma. It still is adharma only. It may be legal, but it is adharma. It is adharma. So now, if the people have got this kind of their knowledge, do whatever you want to do, make money, but don't get caught. Do it, very legally. Even if you want to do some robbery, do it, but do it very legally. If this is the kratu, that is what the person will become. If this is what your inner certainty is, that is how the person will become. So, Atakalu Kratumaya Purushaha Yatha Kratuhu Asmin Loke Purusho Bhavati. And not only that he will become like that here, but even after passing from here, for the next birth, you already have created a material. This is how cunning you will be. And that is how, even the children will also be displaying their disposition, personality, right from the time that they start becoming expressive. That is the reason why we in the earlier days had got certain things, the old people used to find out by asking the mother several times, the pregnant mother, asking her, what is it that you feel? What is it that you want to eat? What is it that you want to do? Do you have any kind of dreams? Because by that way, they would know what is the jiva, the person who has arrived in the mother's womb, how that person is going to be when he becomes an adult. Yeah, when he becomes an adult. I heard this. This is kind of an anecdotal joke. So they, to identify how these children are going to be in their future, they kept one knife, one wad of currency notes, and one Bible in a room. And so the first child was brought. The first child who went in, he took the knife. So he's going to be a gangster. Then the second child was sent in. He went and he picked up the wad of notes, money. So they said, no, he is going to be what do they call, a businessman or whatever, vyapari. And then the third one went and picked up the Bible, he'll become a priest. Then the fourth child was brought and he picked up all the three. They said he will become a politician. Anyway, that is just and so because these politicians think that they are master of everything. They will come to some Mahatma and also give them advice on Brahma Vidya or some Dharma Shastra. We have seen, so they think that, they have an authority on everything. Everything. Anyway, Asmin Loke Purusho Bhavati Tatha Itah Pretya. When he dies from here and he goes away, it means goes away. Prakarshene is Pretya, goes away. Etya. bhavati itah pretya bhavati sakratum purvita, and therefore be certain about what knowledge, and this knowledge then is of upasana is going to be your certainty. So over here, therefore, do the upasana of Ishvara. Manomaya prana shariro bharupaha ityadi shruyate. How is this Ishvara? Manomaya prana shariro bharupaha. Huh? Is effulgent, etc. is heard. Manomaya prana sharira. Because these are the two words on which the Purva Paksha is going to raise his argument. Tatra samshaya. Now, what is the doubt over here which comes from the mouth of Purva Paksha? He says, Kimatra manomayatvadi gunaka shariraha upasyatve upadishyate. Acha. Sharira nahi, shariraha. So, in the footnote, he has said, shariraha iti syat. So, maybe in the original manuscript, there was this mistake from the scribe, and instead of writing Shariraha, he has written Sharira. It is not Sharira, it should be the correct one, but because the original manuscript must have carried Sharira, that's why it has been written as Sharira, but the footnote is saying that the correct is Shariraha. Ha manomayatwadi gunaka Shariraha upasyattvena upadishyate ahosvet parabrahmaiti. Now the doubt is that over here, because the words manomaya, he is the psychological being manomaya, prana sharira, the one who is the being with the vital energy. So on, these are the things which are being said, and that is why it is making us doubt that whether the upasya, the one to be meditated upon, is he the jiva shariraha, or is that meditated, the object of meditation, parabrahma iti? Is that parabrahma or the shariraha? Upasyatmena upadishyate. What exactly is told by the Shruti to meditate upon? Tatra shariraha eva upasyatmena upadishyate. So now the Purva Paksha says, no sir, we are sure it is Jiva only, the Sharira. Now I hope that you people have caught up on that word. You have really caught that word. Sharira means Jiva. The one who is obtained in the body is Sharira, is called as Sharira. Who is obtained? Jiva. This little experience of crying all the time, that fellow. Sharira eva upasyatmena upadishyate. So this Jiva alone is meant by the Shruti. And let him meditate. If the Shruti says meditate on Jiva, who are you to object? The Shruti will tell what is the result, and if this is the result what you want, then let that be followed. But what is it that is to be meditated? So he says, Shariraha, Urupaksha. Shariraha eva upasyatmena upadishyate. Manomayatwadi gunajatasya tasyeva mukhyattvena upapatteha. Now, when you are going to say that, well, he is the psychology or manomaya, constructed of mind, etc. Manomaya, saturated with mind. Not that mind is saturated, saturated with mind. Now, this manomaya is said, how can that be Ishvara? That obviously, if you are going to say he is manomaya, then it will mean this person with the body-mind complex, because he is manomaya. So I am good, I am bad. What is all this? Manomaya purushaha. Manomayatvadi gunajatasya tasyeva mukhyattvena upapattehe. Because when you are going to say is psychological being, etc., are constructed of the psychology, mind, then it definitely is indicative of the Jiva and not of Ishvara. Mukhyattvena. No Parabrahma. Definitely not Parabrahma. Definitely not Paramatma. Who? Why? Why not Paramatma? Because this Paramatma is said as to be aprano yamana shuddha. This Paramatma, when describing Parameshwara, the Shruti says Parameshwara is free from the pranas, free from the body-mind complex, etc. Apranaha, yamanaha, shubhraha, and that's why it's bright, effulgent, brilliant, because there is no blemish. Shubhraha, ityadi, shrutya, pranadi sambandha vishedena tasmin manomayatwadi gunanupapatte. Because now, since there he is bereft of all this prana, mind, etc., then how there is no possibility in which you can justify why Ishvara can be called as Manomaya. So over here, the Purva Paksha is really very strong. Manomaya, Manomayatvadi Gunajatasya. Manomayatwadi guna anupapatte. This guna of mano being manomaya is cannot be justified. Anupapatti is there. Yadyapi jivo aprakritaha. Though this topic presently is not concerning jiva, we were talking about Ishvara as Tajjalaniti Upasita, etc. Yet, by the virtue of mentioning these these qualities as Manomaya, etc., though the topic is of Ishvara and not of Jiva, so it is not concerning Jiva, yet by this virtue we will have to bring Jiva into the picture and then project Jiva as the object of meditation over here. Na prakritaha vakyopakramagatam brahma prakritam. Then what is the topic dwelling on? Actually, the topic is of Parabrahma. Then why did you think that we are being asked to meditate on Jiva? Sir, what to do? Now the description of the object of meditation is that of Jiva. It matches more with Jiva than that of Parabrahma, and hence we are saying it is this Upasana over here is of Jiva. Actually, Parabrahma is only to be meditated upon. Okay, nevertheless, but this is the Purva Paksha. Yadyapi jivaha aprakritaha vakyopakramagatam brahma prakritam tathapi shamaguna vidyarthavadakatatvena brahmanopi prakritatvad brahmanopi aprakritattvadi lingat sharira eva upasya. Yet because of this reason, now Shamaguna Vidyartha Vadak Tatvena. Okay. Now you are saying that, well, are you oh, you people have little more patience, please keep it. Keep it, maintain it. What happens is the Vakyagata. Now, what is it that the topic was about? Topic is about Parabrahma. How has it begun? Tajjalaniti upasita. That Brahma is indeed Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahman, and meditate on Brahman. That was what was said. But why is describing what is it that Brahman, with what qualities that one should meditate upon Brahman, means what qualities Brahman has on which the one should meditate upon. Over there it was said Manomaya, Pranamaya, so on. So now there is a problem, and this problem is, though the topic began by saying Brahman, yet by the virtue of what is being advocated over there, what is being prescribed over there, vidhi is given over there, the injunction forces us to say that it is jiva. And therefore, because now all these things do not match Brahman, though the topic was of Brahman, yet Shama Guna Vidhi Arthavadagatatvena, by looking at the description over here, we will have to say Jiva. Got it? Got it? Where is the Purva Paksha standing? Huh? शारीर एव उपास्यः एवं निश्चिते वाक्यशेषगत गुणजातं शारीरे योजयितव्यम्. And thus, when now you have finalized that it is Sharira who is to be meditated upon, then Tasmat Sharira, rest of the qualities also then you can similarly bring in. When it is said, well, he is the place where the world is born. Well, the world is born in his Jagrata Avastha, the world goes away in his Sushupti Avastha, so Sharira only, not Parabrahma. So you can somehow manage to give an explanation, provide an explanation for rest of the qualities which otherwise could have gone into description of Brahman, somehow manage them into the description of Jiva. Huh? Sharire eva yojayitavyam. Tasmat Sharira eva upasyo na Brahma. Therefore, the Jiva is to be meditated upon and not Brahman Ishvara. Iti prapte avidhiyate. When this is the case under consideration, now this is what is said. Avidhiyate. Parameva Brahma. That Brahman alone is highest. Manomayatvadi gunakam upasyataya pratipattavyam. And the Brahman is highest, and Parameva Brahma. Parameva Brahma means Brahman is indeed the highest. Then the qualities mentioned over here with which one should meditate on Brahman is Manomaya, etc. Then how Sarveshu Vedanteshu Tasya Upasyattvena Prasiddhataya Upadeshat. Now, why Parabrahma is only Upasya? Because all through and everywhere it is Paramatma alone who is Upasya. The Jiva is not Upasya. The Jiva is not Upasya. Who is Upasya? Parameshvara. Okay? Parameshvara is Upasya. Prasiddhataya Upadesha. Atrapi pranaha shariram asyaiti samasantargata sarvanama shrutya sannihitasya brahmanaha paramarshat. Now he says that, understanding a sentence, because finally these are analysis of the sentences only. Mimamsa of the Shruti Vakyas. So that's why it is called as the Uttar Mimamsa. The Mimamsa of the Upanishad Vakyas is called as Uttar Mimamsa. Analysis of those sentences only. Oh, we thought that this is some spirituality to gain experience of special things. Over here, I have your knowledge and that is it. Because no experience is going to be beyond your knowledge. There, here we go. Iti prapte avdhiyate. Where are we? Sarveshu Vedanteshu tasya. We have done that. Atrapi pranashari. Atrapi pranashariram asyaiti samasantargata sarvanama shrutya. Now over here, what was said? Pranashariram asya. Asya means his. By using the pronoun his, we already are referring to something that is mentioned in the earlier sentence or in the same sentence. You cannot bring in, now let us say, Rama is the son of Dashratha, he goes to forest. This is the sentence. From this, What do you understand? What is the meaning of word he in this context? The pronoun he. Ram is the son of Dashratha. He goes to forest. Oh, that word he means Ravana. Why? Because Ravana also went to forest to abduct Sita. Ravana goes to forest to abduct Sita. So by the word he over here, Ravana is meant. Can you say something like that? Ram sentences Ram is the son of Dashratha, comma or full stop. He goes to forest. By the word he, किसका परामर्श होता है? What is it that is brought to you, to your cognizance? What does this pronoun allow you to understand? By the pronoun he, now Dashratha's son Rama is meant, not Ravana. And exactly so, when the prakarana is of Parabrahma, so the first reason was Parabrahma is Upasya because everywhere only Parabrahma is Upasya. Sarvadeva Namaskara Govindam Pratigachati. Ultimately, where does it all reach? In Parabrahma only. Now that's why over here he says that Asya, this word Asya in the sentence is referring to Parabrahma only, which was under discussion. So just because now the word Manomaya is mentioned, you cannot say that it is Jiva is brought in. No, it is Parabrahma only. Then what is the place and what is the purpose of that Manomaya? That we will talk about. But presently, just understand, even the sentence does not allow us to bring Jiva into this picture. Sharira is not Upasya. Got it? This is one. Second reason. First reason is Sarveshu Vedanteshu Tasyeva Upasyattvena Prasiddhataya Upadeshat. Understand that everywhere, all through the Vedantas, all through the Upanishads, only Parabrahma is Upasya Vastu. Nobody else, not Jiva and all that. Tasyeva Upasyattvena Prasiddhataya Upadeshat. And the second thing is, even the grammar of the sentence does not allow us that. Structure of the sentence does not allow us to bring Jiva into the picture. Huh? Samasantargata sarvanama shrutya sannihitasya brahmanaha paramarshat tad tad तद्हितार्थस्य सामान्यरूपतया विशेषापेक्षया निवर्तकत्वाभावाच्च. Now, right, we do 5 minutes, but this thing will continue into a little bit more, and then we will go to the Upasana Prakarana. Now it is the Upasya. I think we should do this tomorrow. We still have time. The whole month is there, and yeah, then after we will have a break. But presently, we should be able to complete this Prathama Paricheda, the first section. We have how many more pages? (126). We are on 107. How many pages? Calculate.
20 pages, Swami. Approximately 20 pages.
20 more pages to go. we may have to increase the speed. I cannot keep on going through everything. Maybe in some places I will have to just give a synopsis and move ahead. But we should be able to complete the Prathama Paricheda, first section of this book, by the end of this month. That is what I'm targeting. Knowing my speed and my thing, let us see. Om Brahmaham Yat Prasadena Mai Vishwam Prakalpitam Srimad Swayam Prakashadhyam Pranavami Jagatan Guru Yat Paramatma Jagat Srishtva Pravivesha Punaswayam Tang Krishnam Pratyagatmanam Vande Gopi Manoharam Yasya Prasadadahamadvayatma Vishwam Samastam Mayi Kalpitancha Tam Sarvalokhaikagurum Sadashri Swayam Prakasham Gurumahanatosmi Gurunam Charanam Bhojam Pranipatya Nirantaram Tatkripa Leshatudvaita Chinta Kaustvamarabhev Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaha Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Padarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyoma Vadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Mahadeva Mahadeva.